It's harvest time for farmers across the prairies. People can expect to see ripe crops and combines in action. Local farmers started combining their first fields this past week. That's about 2 weeks behind last year's harvest and the rest of the province. The delay is caused by a lack of moisture in the southwest during the months of May and June. Swift Current farmer Floyd Carefoot is glad to see a later harvest this year as he looks over his yellow pea crops.
The peas matured, this field matured fairly evenly and it's nice and ripe. And this heat today here and tomorrow is going to really give us an advantage to drying the crop down. The moisture on it is roughly about 15 to 16% moisture, which is ideal for combining peas.
The Carefoot family farms around 9,000 acres in and around Swift Current with a variety of crops including lentils, peas, durum wheat, spring wheat, flax, and barley. They've only started to harvest peas at this point, but don't expect the other crops to be too far behind. The Carefoots expect to take in around 25 bushels of pea crops, which is what they anticipated during seeding. Meanwhile, heavy rains in late July mixed with recent warmer weather has given the Carefoots an average crop, a major setback from last year.
Most of our crops are going to be about between half and two-thirds of the crop we had last year. Last year was a fairly good crop. Our durum and spring wheat, it looks like they're going to fill good, so we're not too sure what kind of yield we're going to get yet until we get into them.
Dry conditions and wind damage are the main issues southwestern farmers have reported this year, according to the provincial government's weekly crop report. Carefoot says his main problem besides dry conditions are pests, mainly grasshoppers swarming his fields.
There's been some crop damage with the gophers still, and grasshoppers. We had to spray all of our lentils to stop the grasshoppers from destroying that crop. There's quite a few in our peas here, but they'll end up in the grain tank.
Harvest is now in full swing in Saskatchewan. In a couple of weeks, farmers will truly discover how well their crops developed. In the meantime, working hands will continue combining and filling grain bins. For Southwest TV News, I'm Valerie Lalonde.